Hi, welcome to episode 3 of NTS. Um, I I'm sort of grateful for this new year in that, this podcast has been a weird small dream of mine for a long time, and I believe in small dreams. They matter. But above all, um, thank you for all the feedback on episode 2. Um, Sometimes we do the best we can, and that's all any of us can ever ask for. I'm looking forward to reading some of your DMs today, and please remember that our DMs are always open. I'm still bipolar, I'm still doing the best I can, and I'm grateful that my DMs have become a safe space for people to talk about what they're going through. So please don't hesitate. You aren't alone. So, should we begin? Okay, our trusted girl in the pearl earring is here. Let's see. This is from 20th December 2025, sent at 9:45 a.m. Hi, I'm thinking of ending my life every now and then. I'm 22 and alone with no support system. I'm tired. Life is a lot. No support system. Let's start there. Can we stop this thing as a generation where we think we're supposed to have it figured out by our early 20s? I know that's been said a lot by many other people who have a bigger platform than me, but I do think there's some validity in knowing that you aren't supposed to arrive at anything in your 20s. But before I go on that tangent, let me take a step back and say that I'm sorry to this person that you're feeling this way. But you're wrong about something. You do have a support system. It's in the most unlikely places you can think of. Not just parasocially on this platform, which I do hope acts as a support system in some way. But you'd be surprised at how many people will lend their ear if you just speak up. Oftentimes, people come on my DMs or in the comment section to talk about how much they envy the community I've built and the support system I appear to have. But the truth is, the inconvenient truth is, I've earned my support system. Almost every day, I come online and say things about my life that are uncomfortable, ugly, and often deemed taboo. Whether it's my estranged relationship with my mother, whether it's the fact that I struggle to brush my teeth on some days because of my depressive episodes. I do that. I do that voluntarily, unprovoked. I say things online that people are too afraid to tell their own shadow. And that's how I built a community. Why? Because I am completely reconciled with my own unimportance. And I no longer give a shit how I'm perceived for being relentlessly myself. And so to those who say that they don't have a support system, try and take a moment to be honest with yourself and ask yourself, am I really shouting from the rooftops what I'm going through? I know it sounds much easier to say than to do, but you have to do that in order for people to see what you're going through. Maybe that's not what anyone wants to hear, but I've been where this person has been before, and I know what it means to feel as if there's no one there for you. But as the saying goes, pun intended to my journey in particular, closed mouths don't get fed. You're free to interpret that as you will. And I do hope that you get the help you need. I know we can't all afford psychologists and mental health professionals, but trust me, you will find community where you least expect it. Trust me on that. Let's look at the next one. I'm gonna shake it a bit. Okay. Okay, this one says, I admire deeply what you're doing. I wish I could provide the world with something so special, but I no longer want to be here. Even when not in severe depression or mania, my life has been destroyed. I have zero joy even in the things I used to love. I've continued to try, but I just don't see a future for myself in the slightest. The part of this message that breaks my heart is when he says, I have zero joy even in the things I used to love. Yeah. Yeah. And this person sounds like they're bipolar. They talk about, being in states of severe depression and mania. Depression is a huge gaslighter. Huge. When you are in a depressive episode, you are woefully convinced that your life will never get better. You sink, not just into your bed, but into yourself. You have no desire to make plans for a future you don't think exists for you. And you almost forget this very simple truth that no feeling is final. I don't know this person, but I hope they know that no feeling is final. And that even in the most unspeakable pain, there is some collateral beauty. I hope you get the help you need from a psychologist or someone who can offer that professionally. But above all, I hope you know that you will find joy again and that you should absolutely hold on. You also said something that I resonated with. My life has been destroyed. Listen, I have destroyed my life twice. I don't even know how I'm still here. In 2024, I named my abuser publicly without speaking to a lawyer in the most depressive episode. And I was a Ghanaian immigrant at a prestigious artist residency in the US who I just named one of the most powerful Black American artists in the world. And all I had was my conviction and my truth and my dark ideation. And I thought that was the end. And there were days where I considered ending it all. I really did. Because I was in the best environment to do that. I was at the Albers Foundation in Connecticut, surrounded by the most beautiful black birches and red maple trees. Avoiding Lyme disease for my life, obviously. But still, it was beautiful. Fast forward, I'm still here. So, just remember that no feeling is final. That's the best I can say right now. And there's no such thing as a destroyed life, only an unfinished one. Okay, let's look at the next one. Okay, this will be the last one. This will definitely be the last one. Hey, sorry. Hey, I'm sorry to just message this, even if it's what the page is for. Please never apologize for sending me a DM if you're struggling. Please never do that. Anyway, and I'm extra sorry if it's not what this page is for. Again, please never apologize for sending me a message. Sorry, I'm stammering. No, I'm apologizing. Anyway, I'm pretty set on ending my life soon. I had BPD, which has always been a struggle, but I was doing really well in my early 20s, was building a life for myself, and everything seemed like it was going to work out. Then in 2023, I got PFS, thanks to evil Big Pharma, and now I'm bedridden and have been since. God. And I'm in constant agonizing pain. Can't ever sleep, can't do any of the things I love, and I've lost the support and love from like 99% of the people in my life because it's a rare illness. I've lost support and love from 99% of the people in my life. Because it's a rare illness, I'm also often not believed. And that's honestly the worst part of it all. There's no known cure or treatment yet, and I'm not getting any support. So I really don't see how I can keep going when I'm worsening every day. I'm so sorry to send this. I really appreciate everything you do, and I've followed your own story for a while now. God really does pick the battles for the strongest soldiers, my God. And he has borderline. He sounds like he's in his late 20s. Sorry, I thought this was going to be easier, but how do you respond to something like that? You know, how do you? I don't know if this will be useless or not, but sometimes there's a guilt that comes with there's a guilt that comes with, at least on my side, that comes with reading these stories, because you realize that you're so fortunate. And you learn that health really is wealth. Because not only does this person have to live with the crippling effects of their borderline disorder, but they also have to live with a rare disease that was caused by a pharmaceutical company, simply because of where they live or where they were born. I don't think I'm in the place to give you any advice or feedback, but what I'll say is you reminded me why I do this, so that we can all have a bit of perspective. And I hope you know that you are loved. And I hope you know that you deserve to be here. And I'm sorry this happened to you. I want you all to know that I'm here for you as much as I can be. I don't claim that I'm going to solve anyone's problem, but I hope that sharing these stories has been somewhat helpful. And I look forward to see you all on the next episode. Take care. So, we've now come to the show and tell segment of our podcast. This is a book called Outline by Rachel Cusk. I haven't read it yet, but I do intend to. It was recommended by a friend, and it's sort of like a liminal novel. I'm not familiar with her work. It's one of my first times reading this piece. It's supposed to be a novel in 10 conversations, and I'm looking forward to unraveling all that lies behind this very beautiful cover. Um, I think sometimes I'll talk about things that I'm about to read or things that I have read, and this is something that I'm about to read. Um, so yeah, I'll let you know how it goes in the next episode. Take care.